Hey my beautiful Scorpio peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your mid-April 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope all is well. Just want to mention before we get started, if you're interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below. But Scorpio, welcome in and let's see what's going on here for you, baby, okay? What do we got showing up here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-April 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-April 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, this is not going to be the overall energy yet, but you did have a world card come out here for you. You could be connecting with a fellow Scorpio, an Aquarius, Taurus, or a Leo. But I kind of get the feeling here for you, there could be some sort of completion, or I'm also seeing some sort of event. You could be going to some sort of event. Whatever event you end up going to, I do think that there's going to be something very special about it. There's something to take away from it. I'm hearing like a nugget of wisdom. You might be seeing a motivational speaker, or seeing like a spiritual preacher, or some sort of like spiritual event, or even if it's not, you're just taking away some sort of nugget of wisdom. Maybe you're going to Coachella. I don't know. But there's a vibe here for sure. Nugget of wisdom coming in here for you at this time. Nonetheless, though, Scorps, let's take a look. Starting out here with the overall energy, we do have here the Magician. So Magician showing up here for you. This is Virgo energy, so you could be dealing with one. I feel like something here is coming up for you. A vision, a dream, something here has been on your mind very heavily, and you've been trying to figure out, how do I make this a reality? So you've been thinking about, how do I get from point A to point B? I have the thought in mind, I have the vision in mind, but what do I need to do to get there is kind of where you've been feeling a little bit stuck. Looking into your current energies, we have the Eight of Swords, we have that World card coming out again, and then we have here the Queen of Wands. So I feel like whatever kind of blockage you've been experiencing that hasn't allowed you to get from point A to point B is about to reveal itself to you. So you're about to become aware of what the blockage is. Eight of Swords, you've been really stuck inside your head, battling it out. Like, what the heck is it that's been blocking me from getting to where I'm trying to go? You've been having a really difficult time, I feel, coming to that conclusion. But the World card, once again, here to the Queen of Wands, you're going to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you're going to become empowered. And you're going to be so empowered here in mid-April that once you figure out what you need to do to get from point A to point B, it's going to be such a seamless flow that you're going to start getting to where you wanted to go almost immediately, is something that I'm hearing here for Scorpios as well. I like it. Cool, Scorps. All right, tell me about this situation we're talking about. Five of Swords here, 10 of Swords, and we have here the Eight of Wands. Yeah, something has been creating a ton of resistance in your life, and that resistance is about to shatter, is what I'm seeing for you. I think some Scorpios here, you might have been a Scorpio potentially who relied too heavily on the opinions of others. I also want to say here too, Scorpio, if you're a Scorpio and you've constantly, if you're a Scorpio, as if you're watching this reading and you're not one. I had to rag on myself for a second there because that was interesting. But Scorpio, it feels to me like for some of you, if you've been in a perspective in the past where you kind of felt like everybody's always against you or everybody is always attacking you, like if you're always feeling attacked and backed in a corner, I think what's happening here is you're learning that maybe one of the biggest blockages you've had was the people you've associated with. You know, if you've always kind of dealt with people that you felt turned on you or just suddenly switched up one day, you're like, I need to take a look at the people I associate with and why I keep continuing to associate with those kinds of people. And once you kind of figure it out, you know, there's going to be a big major difference with who you associate with. So I do see for some Scorpios here in mid-April, you might be switching up your associations, like the people you choose to be surrounded with, okay? And I also think that the weight that other people's opinions carry is going to be of lesser value jumping into mid-April as well, which I think is incredibly important. I think that it's good to honor the opinion of people in your life that really matter to you, but I think it's very important sometimes for the people in your life that are up to no good to make sure that you don't value their opinion or allow their opinion to carry any weight. You know, at the end of the day, people who don't have the best intentions will never have the best opinions for you, okay? All right, guys, let's see what you need to be made aware of jumping into the second half of April. So what does Scorpio need to be aware about in the second half of April here? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First card is going to be the Seven of Wands. The next card here is going to be the Seven of Cups. The third card we have is an Ace of Pentacles. And then we also have here a Seven of Swords. 3 sevens coming out here. Now, triple sevens in numerology is luck, okay? All right, so I do feel like something good here is going to happen out of this. But let's talk about it first and foremost. So, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. I feel like you've been doing a lot. Like, you've been trying a lot of new things. You've been opening yourself up to a multitude of different things to do. But I almost kind of feel like you've been overwhelmed with the amount of choices you've had. Does that make sense, Scorpio? It's like you've opened yourself up to the idea of having a lot of options, maybe a lot of options in career, maybe a lot of options in love, but in a way that's kind of led you to be very inconsistent with settling down with just one and seeing where it goes. It's not like you've had multiple options and you tried one, okay, it didn't work out, let me try another. It's like you've been trying to do everything all at once. When if you were to stick with one thing and really put a lot of your focus and give it your all into that one thing, then it can become certainly successful here with the Ace of Pentacles. So Seven of Swords coming out here as well. That is a card sometimes of kind of like shooting yourself in the foot, right? It's a card where we can weaken ourselves or we can screw ourselves, if you will. Granted, it could be a card of deception from other people, but it also could be a card of self-deception too. So I kind of feel like for some Scorpios here, it's like you might have been shooting yourself in the foot for a while, because the way you were going about doing something is probably what's been hurting you when you could have gone a completely different route. I'm trying to hone in on the message, so bear with me, guys. I'm trying to make it more clear. Tell me about this shooting in the foot kind of energy. We got here the Nine of Wands. We got here the Three of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you've kind of always known what you've wanted, Scorpio, but instead of going for that, you tried everything else except what you really wanted. Let's say, for example, you've always had a dream of being a clothing designer, but you felt like that was too far out for you, so you tried every other niche in the book. You've tried to do everything else, and then it just didn't work for you, but you know, you still had the dream of being a clothing designer, but you never went for it because you were like, that's too far out, but you tried a million different things. Then why don't this time around, this month, try being a clothing designer, try pursuing what you love. And I think you'll see certainly a big increase in mood and stability, but most importantly, I think you'll see success. You know, when people are interested in something, you know, they might not be good at it at first, but the more that you carry an interest, the more that you will be motivated to become very good at something, right? I think that's something really important to bring up. A lot of people, man, don't know shit when they first get started. You know, when I first started reading tarot, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I used to read the little books, the little booklets that come with the tarot cards, just to figure out maybe what some of these general meanings meant. And as time progressed, I learned on my own. But I think that it's important to remember, nobody's a master from the start. Everybody's a student in the beginning. So I kind of get the sense, Scorpio, where it's like you have something in mind that you really want jumping into mid-April, but you're just not giving yourself enough credit. It's almost like you feel like you need to become a master before you can get started. No, a student has to happen first before the student becomes the master. So I feel for Scorps here, stop focusing on the wrong things. Stop focusing on everything else that you do not want. Maybe it'll bring a little bit of what you want, a little bit of stability, but this is going to be the month where you got to focus up on what you truly want. Start off as a student, then become the master, okay? Is what I feel is very important for you here at this time. Now, we've had a couple of interesting messages coming in here in your reading today. I did mention you might be doing some event or something like that. You might get a message here, a nugget of wisdom. I did mention for some Scorpios, you know, you might have to consider switching your association with people. If you're associating with people who have a lot of negative opinions and you allow their opinions to carry a lot of weight in your life, it might be time to stop giving a crap about their opinions and not let them carry so much weight. And most importantly, if somebody can't ever have a positive opinion for you, like it's always got to be something negative, you might want to change around associating with that person, because if somebody can't have one good damn thing to say, it's not really, you know, a positive flag or a white flag to keep in your life. It's more of a red flag showing up here at that time. You know, we got here the Magician being the overall energy for you. You know, the energy of like, I know what I want. I see a vision, but I just don't know how to get from point A to point B. Well, I think that what's been blocking you this entire time, granted it could have been other people, I think to a certain extent though, what's been blocking you is you. You've been standing in the way of what you've wanted. Maybe you believed that it was a far out thing to do to get to where you wanted to go. Like I said, maybe you wanted to be a fashion designer, but at the end of the day, you thought that that was too hard to do. Maybe the industry's tough to get into, and you're like, let me just try everything else but that. No, this is the month to try to do what you want and to not stand in the way of yourself and do it. You know, if you have a dream, go for that dream rather than going towards everything else, okay? That's what I feel here for you at this time. All right, is there anything else Scorpio needs to be made aware about? Jumping into mid-April, we got the Four of Wands. We also got here the Prince of Cups. So Page of Cups, Four of Wands. I definitely feel like, once again, this is reinforcing the message of it is time to make sure we are investing in where we want to be. It is time to start going towards what we want. When we take action towards what we want, the path will clear, things will open up for you. Okay, Scorpio? So the reason why you weren't finding success looking in different areas, right? Seven of Cups, doing and investing your energy in stuff you didn't really want to do is because you didn't really want to do it, right? I mentioned earlier, when somebody's interest really peaks in something, they're going to learn more about it. And the more that they can be a student, inevitably they'll become the master. So really allow yourself to focus where your interest is, because as that interest grows, so will your knowledge. And when knowledge grows, that becomes value. And when there's value you can give to people, then you've created something successful. Okay, now with that being said here, let's see what the universe has in store for Scorpio, because I don't want to keep giving you guys the same old message. All right, so what advice does the universe have in store here for Scorpio throughout mid-April 2023? And what do we got? First card out is going to be the Two of Wands. Next card is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. Then we have here the Empress. Yeah, you have to ask yourself, like, do I want success for doing something I genuinely care about, genuinely am interested, genuinely love? Or do I want success just to have the label that I'm successful, or just to have the benefits of what comes with success? Because keep in mind, guys, the people that are successful, that are doing shit they hate, are they really though? Does it make them a lot of money? Maybe. But is that going to be long-term money or short-term money? Because do they have the mental capacity to keep up with what they're doing long enough to keep generating wealth? Or are they going to make a bunch of money in the long term, or sorry, in the short term, and then inevitably they get so burnt out of what it is they're doing, and then they're going to quit? Think about it from that perspective. There's a lot of people I see in this day of age that are like, I'm not happy, but I make a lot of money. That's fantastic. Inevitably, you're going to be so unhappy with what you're doing that you're not going to feel motivated enough to do what you're doing to make that money. Then you get the person who's making okay money but loves what they do. And then the more that they expand their knowledge on what they're doing, the more they become the master of what it is they're doing. Then they love what they do every day, so they never hate it. They never stop doing it because they love it so much, and their money increases over time. They get a better return on investment, ROI, than the person who just does something they hate, gets a fuck ton of money, inevitably, too burnt out, they're going to quit. So universe is saying here, would you rather do what you love, expand your knowledge and expand your value, which expands your success, or do something that maybe you don't love as much, but kind of take that quick path to maybe get a little bit of temporary success, if you will? So that's something to ask yourself. I feel like the universe is telling you to question yourself here at this time. I also just saw 1212 on my recording. So for anybody who's watching here, take a look at the number synchronicity 1212. There might be some benefits there or a message there for you to check out. All right. Now, I know this won't resonate to everybody, because I know this entire reading might sound like this is for Scorpios pursuing a dream and pursuing a business. It also can resonate in various different ways in your life, though. I mean, maybe you've been trying to go after all these other people in love, but there's one person in specifics you really want. It's like, why are you chasing after the other people you don't want? Talk to the person you do want. See what can happen there. Maybe some Scorpios here are associating themselves with different people and friendships. And, at the end of the day, you got one friend who really is the best friend. It's like, screw having an abundance of friends. It's better to have one really great friend than 10 really shitty ones, Having abundance or enough numbers isn't always the best route to go, right? Having a lot of friends. Let's say you have 10 friends, but they all suck. Those 10 friends are not better than one amazing best friend, period. So just throwing that out there. Okay, just if anybody need that message. All right, though, interesting reading, guys. Really interesting reading. I do feel like it's a little everywhere today, so sorry if it seems a little scattered, but I don't know. I like the messages here for you, and I think that you're about to unlock what's been missing. You're about to unlock what's been missing to get you the success that you need to get you from point A to point B. Whatever kind of blockages and resistance have been a part of your path seem to be disappearing here and dissipating at this time. All right, let's have a look here at your outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Scorpio? Two of Swords here, the all gifted, and we have here the Prince of Pentacles, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles, showing up here too. Yeah, I mean, the outcome says it's really up to you, Scorpio. You have a lot of talents here that I think need to be exposed and shown to the world. I think this is the time right now to keep chasing after your interests and keep building up your interests. The all gifted says you're gifted, you're talented, and the Page of Pentacles says it's time to make an investment with those gifts and talents. I think that with the Two of Swords, of course, the choice is up to you, but I think that the more that you hold back from your talents and the more you hold back from the energy you have to offer to the world, that's why you're not going to see the success you have, or you're not going to see the success you want. So this is the time to hone in on it, because you certainly have it. If you're really good at making clothes, if you're really good at being a fashion designer, what are you doing? It's such a crazy market. It's so hard to get into. Everybody's doing the same thing these days. What can you do to be different? you know, when people do different shit, it stands out, right? So what can you do to be different than the other fashion designers? What can you do to make an amazing fucking clothing brand that nobody else can ever do before? Stop trying to copy all the big brands. Do something that's extraordinarily different, and people will like it just because it's different, you know? So I feel like for any of you guys, it really is going to be, the choice is up to you, but I think personally, guys, it's a choice to do what you love, the Lover's card, and it's a choice here to not freak out and worry so much, you know? Don't worry right now. Don't freak out right now. Allow yourself to be as balanced as possible. 9 of Pentacles, be as confident as you can. Devil card here to the King of Cups. Eliminate negativity. And King of Cups, go after what you want because you want it. And most importantly, because you're connected to it. Right? All right, Scorpio. With that being said, thank you guys for coming out here to your mid-April reading. You know, I think that this is going to be a month that's just going to enlighten you. There's going to be this like light bulb effect that goes off in your head, and you're like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing out on. Like, I've been doing everything, but everything I've been doing hasn't been what I needed to do. And now that I know what I need to do, I'm getting everything figured out. I'm getting to where I need to go. And it feels so much better and so much more positive overall. Okay, so love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If it resonates, of course, let me know down in the comments down below. But with that being said, Scorps, it was an honor to read for you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you are new here, definitely consider subscribing. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. And of course, guys, if you're interested in personal readings, products, and so much more, check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be in the first link in the description box down below. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.